I'm Alan Franzi, and I'm a yoga and movement therapist. And today I'm going to be doing a short video with a focus on stress relief and stress management. At times like this, and really any time, when stress builds up inside, it impacts our life on every level. So this short sequence can be a solution in the moment to address this kind of experience and maybe give you a little relief and a little more energy for the rest of your day. To do this, you'll need a yoga mat or a flat surface. Carpeted would be better since you'll be on your back for most of the series. And there'll be no props other than that. If you feel a need for support for the back of the head, if when you lie down your head kind of tilts backward and you feel stress on your neck, you can place a flat blanket under your head for support so you're safe in your movements. We're going to begin with some breathing and awareness practices, and then we're going to do a couple simple exercises. Really more specifically, they are movements derived from somatic movement education practices. So I invite you as you do these, not to think about exercise and wringing out stress or anything like that, but just to rebuild movement in the way that I'll lead you. If anything should generate pain, discomfort, you simply stop doing it and perhaps reposition, address how hard you're working in the exercises, or maybe have to let the movements go until you see somebody to work with those kinds of issues. So for now, we're going to lie down on our backs and lie down the length of the mat or the floor. And we'll start by lying down with legs straight. And here again, if you need support for your head, you place a blanket under your head. And if extending the leg straight is uncomfortable, right away, just bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Always accommodating and taking what the body gives in any moment, whenever you do exercises, particularly the kind of work we're doing now, which is more about motion and movement patterning than it is about exercise. So, if you are lying down though, or even with feet flat, you're just going to begin to settle into what we call somatic learning mode. And that's the ability to begin to sense the body in space. And for a lot of us, and particularly under stress, we can lose connection to that feeling. But the minute and moments that we begin to reconnect, we begin to feel the changes often quite immediately in terms of our stress level and in terms of our physical comfort. So begin to feel as you lie here, the feet on the floor, the two heels, where they're pointed. And again, they're relaxed, and they're just probably going to toe out to some degree, and one most likely will be different than the other. You're just going to notice these kinds of things. And you're feeling from your heels into the calves, into the back of the knee. Initially, you'll be thinking about all this stuff, and you'll be thinking about a whole lot of other stuff quite often, but that's part of the process, is to settle in over time. And you feel through the back of the knee, and noticing the differences on one side and the other. One hip settled differently on the floor, or one tighter than the other maybe, or any number of possibilities. And you can, in this moment, noticing where you're able to relax into the floor, and notice how the two legs position themselves in relationship to your hips. Oftentimes the legs are just reflections of where and how the hips and the pelvis, the bone between the hips, are positioned and settled to the floor. And above all that, you can notice your low back and how that relates to the pressure or non-pressure in the hips and in the legs. And up into the shoulders, the two shoulder blades, are they positioned similarly or differently? And again, just coming back to all these things, the legs, the hips, the low back, into the shoulders. So taking your time after the instructions to process those instructions and sort of experience the physical, kinesthetic feedback you're getting from your body. Under stress, it's quite common and it's very difficult to let go into the support of the floor. That muscle tension that we hang on to can be a big impediment. feel the two shoulder blades, the two shoulder joints? Most likely they're off the floor. If there's pressure in your shoulder, you can place your hands on your ribs for the moment, and that should take some pressure off. Or in any other way, position your arms comfortably. However, as we settle in, you'd like the arms not to be positioned like that if you can help it. That would be very common. Again, sort of a tightness that we carry around. And you can bring the arms out with the palms up. And you can notice the difference when you do that, where the shoulder joint moves. Again, always be easy about it and just be more of an explorer. And you feel from the shoulders into the head. And if you can bring your arms back out to the side, notice if you position them basically with palms up, you'll notice if one arm wants to be in a different situation than another. And are you on the back of the head? Are you looking to the right or to the left or to the right? Are you looking overhead? Are you looking down? And you'll feel a pressure in the back of the head. Of course, you'll notice is it in the center of the back of the head or is it otherwise? And as you begin, you're going to notice this, and we'll see as we progress through this short sequence how things change. So, begin now to bend your knees. This is called constructive rest in physical therapy. It's this restful position, but it's also a neutral position for your body to be in, the hips, pelvis, and back. And you'll notice that part of the body settles right in and part maybe not so much. And again, remember that anything you encounter, just relax to it, and just you can look down, maybe just very briefly, if you can do it safely, and just notice if the thighs are parallel, or if the feet are toed out or in. And as best you can, you want to be standing tall on your feet. And the thighs will be looking like the number 11. Place your hand back there if you want to take a look down. Maybe you make an adjustment if you notice something, but only to comfort. And just to begin, again, you don't want to fix anything, but just to settle in reasonably comfortably. And just take your time with that and noticing all the differences. Because what we're doing is, again, I said, borrowed from somatic education. So the way we learn is we got to understand and feel what's happening in the moment to notice if and as the work we're doing is changing us. And we then get to make new choices about how we're moving and how we're holding stress in our bodies. So right now, you can place your hands on your belly at the belly and down toward the base of the pubic bone and the thighs, the hip crease, as it were. And as we begin, you're going to breathe in. You feel the breath move through your nostrils and feel the belly expand like a balloon. And as you exhale, let the belly fall. And do this a few times. And again, if you're here for stress, it may be fairly challenging initially. And the hand position is a way for your mind to figure out just what you're asking it to do and to find the parts of your body that you're looking to locate it and to inhabit in ways that under stress we may not be quite so fluidly inhabiting. So you're breathing in and breathing out, and you'll notice the pelvis will want to respond to that. As you breathe in, there'll be maybe a little bit of a tilt of the pelvis and a lift of the back off the floor, not because you're trying to do it, but just because that's kind of what happens when you do this. So breathe in, belly expands, and if it doesn't happen, again, don't concern yourself with any of that, but relax a little more and just bring that focus to the breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Just let everything settle in, settle down. And with each breath, you'll notice where your breath flows, and you'll also get to notice where you're stuck, where it's tight, where it's tender, maybe in the back if there's some low back tension and things like that. And you just don't work harder at it, just work to feel what's happening. With each letting go, and really with this work, the focus is equal or if not more on the release of what we're doing. We move into a position, and then we get to let go of the ways that we are limited in that position. And that's all about the letting go, as you'll begin to figure out as we go forward. So you're breathing in, feeling the belly expand, and exhale, let the belly fall. And the mind quite often is very busy as we begin. So a lot of these awareness practices will help the mind quiet down in and of themselves. And it's really part of what they're designed to do. Now the breathing in the belly is as a result of the diaphragm, which is a muscle at the base of the ribs. It's like a sheet of muscle at the base of the ribs that pulls down into the belly to inflate your lungs. And with each exhale, the diaphragm, that muscle, pulls back up into the chest to deflate the lungs. And the musculature around the rib cage, where it attaches, and into the back and everything, those are areas that get locked up when we're under stress because the breathing is restricted. It's the most immediate way that we can manage stress, is to kind of shut down. So we're asking for the breath to expand and to fall, with the notion that that's going to help the ribs, the base of the ribs, and all those muscles start to relax a little bit. And we can help this out. We can add a little something to the mix here to make this a little more doable. So next time you breathe in, breathe as well as you can into the belly. And again, you feel the expansion. Hold the breath at this point. And then just pull the belly inward toward the back, and the air will go up to the chest. The air is going to move upward. And then exhale. You're going to do this a couple times. Breathe in. Hold the breath. And pull the belly in. You can feel this way. Keep your hands here to feel that movement of the belly down while you're holding, while you're exhaling. And do it again. Inhale. Pull the belly in as you exhale. So initially I had you hold the breath just to feel that movement up there, but we're going to just do this now with breathing into the belly. Pull the belly in as you exhale. And then inhale. And one more time. And then breathe naturally and notice if there's a bit of a difference here. See if it's a little easier to feel the breath. You place your hand back on the belly. And the next phase here is going to be a little trickier. When we shut the breathing down under stress, or we're just tight in our bodies because of held stress in the body, it's hard to access this next phase where we're going to breathe into the chest, shoulders, and upper back only. So you have to breathe a little less. Just breathe through the chest and kind of try to contract a little bit. Not going to do very much, and move the air downward as you exhale. And then inhale into the chest. Breathe sideways if you can. And again, some of this, if you don't have experience with this, is going to, something you grow into to learn, how do you breathe sideways and things like that. And then move the air down on the exhale. Inhale into the chest, into the back, into the shoulders, imagining this. Because that's really what it is, especially as you begin. It's an imagination of sort of the breath inhabiting these parts of yourself. In each exhale, feel the ribs drawing inward as best as you can, and don't labor harder to do that. And then exhale. And we'll just do one more. Inhale into the chest. And then move the air down. And exhale. And then go back to the original breath awareness, where you're going to breathe into the belly. And this time, feel the breath continue to breathe in. Feel it move into the chest and shoulders. And then exhale your belly. Feel the ribs draw inward. And relax your chest and shoulders. So again, very easy. Belly, ribs, and chest can expand on the inhale and relax with each exhale. And ideally, after what we've done, maybe be a little easier than if we just tried to do this right away. So we'll do a couple more of those. So inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, releasing your belly, ribs, and chest. So it's more of a relaxed, yogic three-part breath that we're doing right now. A lot of times under stress, somebody say, oh, take a breath or something, and people take very hard and, okay like that. But the more that we can dial it down and get the full breath with less effort, you'll know that the stress that you're holding in your body is beginning to let go. Okay, so now extend your legs, or if you need to keep them bent, that's fine. And just notice if there's a difference in how your body is settling into the floor. We're not going to do the full scan now, but you're just going to notice a general sense of maybe there's a lengthening on the floor, maybe there's a few less tender points, or some sense you're able to surrender into the floor and relax a little easier. So at this point, you could end the video now, and you'd have a very nice stress-relieving breath practice, just something to take the edge off the day. But it can also be a precursor to the next 3 exercises we're going to do. And the first one is a low back pelvic exercise called arch and flatten. It's a variation on that. And so we'll begin in the same standing foot tall position. You're going to breathe into the belly as you've been doing. And you'll notice the action at your pelvis. And you want the feet to be nice and level, comfortably flat. And you're going to begin to feel the sacrum, the bone between the 2 hips. And if you want, you can gently press that bone down so you can feel it. Again, all these are just to get a felt sense of things. And you're going to breathe in now, and you're going to roll that sacral bone, that bone between the hips, away from you. So the pelvis rolls forward, the bone between the hips, the tailbone turns into the floor, and your low back arches. And then relax. And let it go, just very easily. The next time, we're going to add something to that. So you're going to breathe in as you were doing. You're going to roll the pelvis away. You're going to contract your low back muscles if you're able, and as well as you're able, to help the low back lift off the floor a little more clearly. Not very much, not an exaggeration, just as well as, only as far as it's easy. Hold the position for just a moment, and then release your back muscles. Slow as you can, breathe as you need to do that. And then shut everything off, just let everything go. Let's do that again, breathing in. You're going to press the pelvis enough in the floor so you just feel it rolling away. The tailbone's going to turn in for the very bottom of the spine. Your back will arch as you contract your low back muscles. Your knees may want to move. You're just going to notice these things. You're not going to concern yourself, except you're going to release. And the next time, you're going to move a little less. Do it a little easier. And remember that if it's painful, you can imagine doing it, or you may need to, come out of the position entirely by now. So whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, we'll do one more. And then you can do more if you want to put the pause on the video, just 2 or 3 more if you care to. You're going to breathe in, expand your belly, roll the pelvis away, turn your tail into the floor as your low back muscles contract. And then you're going to release your low back muscles. Feel the letting go. And at the end of the movement, when it stops naturally, you just relax. And you'll be left with a little bit of an arch in your back, a little neutral spine, we call it. And maybe a little more balance in your hips and pelvis. And we're going to do one more to notice one other aspect. So when we're learning something, we're very concentrated. So we want to relax a little more. You're going to breathe in, and you're going to notice that as I arch my back, you notice what happens at my head. The spine is one unit. As my back muscles contract and arch off the floor, my chin is inclined to move toward my throat. If it doesn't for you, that's fine. But if it does, allow it. Don't force it. And then release and relax. And the head will come back to neutral. If that doesn't happen, it simply means that there's still some more restriction between your pelvis and up to the head and neck that we can work on, or that you can work on over time. So now the next phase of this, that was the arch part. The next phase is an arch and flatten. So the next phase is to flatten your back with a similar approach. So you're going to breathe in as before, but you're not going to arch. And you're going to exhale, and you're going to let the belly fall. And toward the end of that, you're going to begin to contract the belly very gently. It's not a crunch. It's a gentle contraction as your back flattens, and the tailbone may lift up a little bit. And then you're just going to release your belly muscles, feel them let go, and relax. And we'll do this once more. Breathing in, the belly will expand. And as you exhale, let the belly fall, and then begin to contract and hollow the belly toward the floor. Your back will flatten a little more. Not aggressively, but firmly and clearly, so long as it's comfortable. And then very slowly feel the belly muscles release as you come to neutral. And you'll notice, we do one more, and you'll notice my chin and head are responding in a certain way. And again, often this is a position that this doesn't happen quite so readily. Until and as we begin to get a little more release, you repeat this and repeat the breathing, and this area will start to open up, and you'll feel what I'm describing more clearly over time. So you're going to breathe in again, and as you exhale, again, flattening your back. And as the back flattens, it may invite the head to move away from you, and your chin to move away from your chest. There'll be a little arch in the back of the neck here as the back flattens and the belly contracts. And then release and relax very slowly. And you'll see that again because we're going to put those two movements together. So we broke them down to learn one and the other. But now we're going to put them both together. So you're going to breathe in now, expand your belly. You're going to contract your low back and roll the tailbone into the floor, the pelvis moving easily and comfortably. And only so far as it's easy and comfortable. Then release your back and feel the belly relax. And again, if you feel ready to do this, you bring your arms off the body out to the side, or if you feel the need to do that, to take pressure off your upper back or shoulders, you can do that. And then breathe in, after releasing the neutral, you're going to breathe in again, and you're going to begin to flatten your back and begin to contract and hollow the belly. And the tailbone will lighten off the floor, the back will spread flat. Feel the belly muscles gently contracting. Remember, we're not crunching. And then release the belly, slowly relax. One more round. And again, if you want to do more, you can. You're going to breathe in and roll the pelvis away, contract your low back and gently arch, only to comfort and ease. And then release and relax. The back muscles come to neutral. Let everything go. Breathe in without arching. And as you exhale, flattening your back, begin to contract and hollow the belly. And allow the chin to move from throat. You'll feel the connection growing through the body. And then release and relax. And you can shut the video off and do 2 or 3 more repetitions, less and less effort. And that's the hard part, especially if we're here for stress. Especially under stress, we tend to leverage and labor in our bodies unnecessarily. And the beauty of this kind of work is we find out we can make strong gains both physically and in our stress response, releasing stress by doing less. So straighten your legs and let's find out if that's happened for you. You notice how things might be different, how they might be maybe a few more less areas of tension, maybe some new areas of tension. Remember, we don't come fully formed, and so long as you're still safe and comfortable here, just take a moment to notice. And then bend your knees, feet flat. Now the next movement we're going to do is called washrag or washcloth or whatever you want to call it, of that ilk, because as you'll see, it's sort of a very gentle wringing out of our bodies. We can wring out the muscles, circulation can be enhanced. We're going to move through the whole body in a twisting manner for a very particular, in a very particular way. And again, you think of it more as movements than intense stretch. There'll be a gentle stretching in this one, but we want to just, again, approach this in a different way than you might approach other kinds of exercise. Think more of the movement that we're doing and the connections of the movements as we begin. So you're going to bring your arms out shoulder height, and you're going to bend your elbows so the elbows are as straight as you can make them. And you may, again, by this point, as you've relaxed a little, you might notice that the body has started to relax and the bones have started to move already. And then bring the arms straight out and make a light fist. Not a fist at all, really, but just kind of curl the hands in a little bit. And we're going to break this movement down into two parts, and then we'll put those two parts together. So that, again, just like we did with the arch and flatten movement. You're going to bring your knees and feet flat, and you can eyeball it, see if there's any comfortable positioning you want to make without trying to fix anything, but just to settle in more comfortably. And you're going to begin just to start in the lower body and let your knees go to the right. And only as far as it's very easy, and then come up and let your knees go left. And again, we're not trying to fix anything or see how far we can go. You'll go much further as we let go of the tightness within and the tensions within. We can reconnect to a deeper part of ourselves and move in a more stress-free and easy breathing and more relaxed place to be. So bring your knees to the side again. We'll do this a couple more times. You can linger at each point just for a half a beat, and then come back up to center, and then go to the other side. Now, in general, you can feel the breath through this, but I'm going to teach this where I'm going to invite you to inhale as you come center, and exhale as you go to the side. Mostly you'll feel that probably is pretty intuitive, but I'll mention that as a possibility. And then you're going to breathe as you need to as you go this slowly. Once you're over here, relax and breathe as you need to. And you can let the belly expand gently outward. And notice how that may change how the legs position. Not forcing it out, but just letting it go. There's a tendency when we exercise or when we're under stress to be tight in the belly and in the shoulders and certain parts of the body, that these movements are going to help us learn another way. So your belly expands, it may allow a little more motion here. And that's what we're looking for, movement. And the body will let you in. You know, again, I do this a lot, so I may be going much further than you are. And we're not going into the stretch, we're going toward it, we're feeling the beginning of it, and we're noticing the tension that creates. And then we're relaxing that tension and coming back to center. We're not trying to stretch it out so much. We're more trying to encounter, release, and then come back through the other end of the movement. And each time you let go, we're looking for maybe a little more motion, maybe a new possibility of movement. Coming back to center, and we'll just do one more. It's very unusual to expand your belly as you exhale. So this isn't, strictly speaking, something, a yoga type of breathing. It's just a breathing that allows you to go to a deeper part of yourself in this kind of movement. If and as you can feel that. Remember, breath is one of the ways that we can direct our attention and our awareness in the body as we imagine or feel the felt sense of breathing in different parts of ourselves. And it sounds a little strange if you're new to this, but it's just, we're using the mind to help move the body in that regard. We use the mind to, the thinking mind and our imagery to get at the deeper movement patterns that we're trying to access here, to let go of our bodies and stress. So in the upper body, and this is simple but powerful action, we're going to warm up. The arms are straight, and they're out like a T. Tendency here will be to bring your arm up here, down here. Trying to keep it comfortably straight. We're actually going to focus on the movement of the arms with straight elbows. You're just going to roll both arms down like they're rolling pins. And when the arm bone rolls down, the shoulder joints are going to be invited to begin to lift off the floor. And if you've never done this, just might be a very little bit. And we do that a couple times. Come back to neutral, Roll the arm bones down like they're rolling pins. And every once in a while, adjust the position, because it'll be a reflection of how your body is showing up. And then release. The beauty of this work is we're not demanding perfection. So if I have a tendency to do that in my movement life, that'll show up, and then I'll feel that in my body the more attention I pay. And the movements and the adjustments will be more from inside out than trying to be perfect. I'm going to do one more of those. Shoulder joint lifts, and you may notice by now that the chest is starting to sink a little bit. And then release. And it's just a connection. It's just how things are connected. But when we're really tight, we won't feel that right away. We'll try to move the arm. All sorts of other things will happen. So we do less and less and rebuild movement from there. And each time we're doing that, we'll be able to feel maybe a little less stress within. Now you're going to rotate the upper arm bones the other way. And that'll move your shoulder joint into the floor. And if you tune in, you'll notice that if you relax it quite a bit, the chest will start to want to sink. And you can do that again. And the back will want to arch. Now again, if you've just started this your first, second time, these feelings may not be there for you. So just do a little less and just enjoy the work, enjoy the movements. You can revisit this video again and again, and ideally you'll get more out of it. You'll get something new. Because these are very basic movements, but the most experienced practitioner can benefit from that. Any kind of movement practitioner, athlete, or anything else. Because again, it's foundational motion that we're looking to begin, and a more easy, stress-free movement pattern in our bodies. All right, so now we're ready to put this, do one more thing with the arms, and then we'll put the movement together. So you're going to rotate your right arm down toward your hip, and down means toward the hip. Roll the left arm up. And you can begin, the head will probably, or at least maybe, want to move a little left, let it happen. So you're kind of moving the arms in opposite direction. And then release to neutral, both arms. And you're going to do that again, just so you can feel that. And that's going to ask for the ribs to change position, the shoulder to change position. A whole lot of things are going on here. And let's do the other side. So you're going to roll the left arm down. And it might feel very different to do. That's perfectly fine. Keep the lower legs very quiet. And then come back to center. And then do this again. And let's alternate that. Right arm down, left arm up. Head will roll left most likely. Basically that right arm is going to force that head to the side. When you start to let go and get more motion in your body, it just kind of invites that movement. And go the other way. When we do this type of work, the tendency to exert ourselves and bring familiar habits of exercise into this is very strong. And just inviting you not to do that. Work less and less aggressively, so you get what this particular type of work can offer. And this is borrowed and adapted from, again, Hannah Somatics and Feldenkrais and other neuromuscular movement disciplines that take a different approach to getting back the body and the mind and the mental ease, physical ease as our birthright. So, okay, so we'll put this together. This is called Washrag. You're gonna, and you can imagine it first. As I describe this, you can do one or two of these repetitions in your mind. And if it bothers you at all physically, you can do this whole tape and the whole video in your mind and gain benefits. It's actually quite powerful in that regard. What you're going to do is you're going to let the knees drop as we did before. We had the knee drop. You're going to let the knees go to the side as you move your arms in opposite directions. And your knees are going to move to the side of the arm that's moving down. So what that means is you're going to rotate your arms, and the right arm is going to turn down toward the hips, the left arm is going to turn up toward the ear and head, and the knees are going to go to the right. Exhale as you do that, and then come to center. Bring your knees to center. And you're synchronizing the motion. And again, I use the word movement. And you're going to exhale, and you're going to roll the left arm down and the right arm up. And your knees are going to go left. And you're going to come to center. Shut everything off and then do the same thing. Just to enjoy the easy movement here. In terms of what this does in your body, it's opening the rib cage, it's balancing and moving through the hips and connecting the upper and lower body through this wringing out motion. The body is nourished by movement, not by exercise only, but by this kind of movement. We move blood in deeper parts of our cells. We movement through our lymph system, through the shoulders and the groins, that support the release of toxins and support our immune system. And that's a new buzzword now, but movement practices such as these have always had that as part of their benefit in many cases, according to the folks who developed these systems. So again, nothing replaces anything you're doing. It's just an add-on to begin to let go of stress in your body, inhaling through center, exhaling to the side. And we'll do just a couple more, and if you want to do even a few more, you can, but always working to comfort, working to ease, and making any intuitive inner kind of shifts and changes. As we do this, we're going to encounter tension on one side that isn't there on the other. Try not to force through those, just relax to them, and then go in the other direction. So don't try to work at something and try to press through it. There's a different kind of way to create change in the body, to reset our brain, that it can be changed by this easy approach, just how we move. We'll do one more round. Center. And again, if you want to press pause and do a few more, that's fine. And just extend your legs and notice how you're doing now. And again, trust your instincts around all of this. We know in our hearts, what's benefiting us and what's not. So, just trust that if it feels a little easier, if there's new experiences that will that interest you and all that. And notice the quality of your breathing and your consciousness, your mind and mental state. And then we're going to do the final exercise. And again, if you want to relax a little longer, you certainly can, but we'll start now. You can press pause if you want to relax. And we're going to do a variation, or in addition to the first exercise we did, the arch and flatten. It's called arch and curl. And after we did a lot of twisting, either if you know yoga, you could end with cats and dogs, I suppose, or something like that. But this is a way to come out of the twist and reconnect yourself in a more neutral way. So when we get up and out of the situation, you'll be a little more balanced. So quite often when we do this type of work, this is a very common exercise to end with, to reintegrate. And it's just again a different kind of attention to pay to yourself. Still easy, still relaxed. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head. For many of you, you won't be able to get very far. The arms will be like this. Do not force your arms out. So your practice is right where your body is today. So don't add more stress to yourself through judgments or struggle or working with your body, because again, it's just unhelpful in making the gains, but it also makes for less comfortable movements and less favorable outcomes. So right now, you're just going to relax your arms and relax your legs, and you can check your position. And even as I've done this, I'm feeling that I'm coming back home into my more neutral situation, I'm imagining. So now, you just bring your, and this is just really, we're still in the setup of this, you're gonna bring your elbows toward your ears, and you'll feel to do this, the front of the shoulder will wanna contract, the shoulder muscles have to shorten to bring the arms in, the chest will shorten, you might feel other things as well. Just relax as you bring your elbows in, and then just bring them out just a little bit, and relax. And maybe do this once or twice more, where you bring the elbows in to hug your ears, and you feel the contraction in the front, and relax to what you're feeling, and then very slowly release. And do one more. And each time you get to notice, my left arm was out more than the right, you get to notice these kinds of things, and you get to make an intuitive adjustment, and not just to fix the elbow, but to wonder why that is. Why my shoulders? Change my shoulder position. May change that, may not. But so now bring your elbows out toward the floor and feel the contraction behind the shoulder joint and into the middle and upper back. Gentle, easy contraction. Not an exercise, remember. Just feeling that muscle shortening to bring the elbows out and to bring your shoulders toward the floor. And you'll notice if you tune in, maybe something wants to happen in your lower body. And then release and relax. Bring the elbows off the floor a little bit. And then press the elbows toward the floor lightly. Feel the shoulder joint contract. And expand your belly. And you'll notice maybe the back wants to arch a little bit. And then release and relax. And then finally, we'll do it one more time. You're going to press the elbow down, track your low back. And this time, expand your belly. Roll the pelvis away. Let your chin move to throat as you arch. The low back muscles will contract a little bit, not aggressively, just because to generate the motion. Back of the shoulders contract. Then release those muscles. Slow as you can, relax. And we'll do one more. Just elbows move to the floor, shoulder joint to the floor. Expand your belly, contract your low back, roll the pelvis away. So this is the arch part of the arch and flatten, arch and curl, excuse me. And then exhale, release, and relax. Now breathe in, fill the belly up like a balloon, and as you exhale, you're flatten your back and pretty clearly, not aggressively, but clearly contract your belly toward the floor. Feel the back flatten to the floor as your elbows come toward your ears. And the belly contracting, the back flattening is rest your head in your hands, your chin will move to throat. And that's going to curl you up off the floor. Your low back will spread flat, and the upper back will flatten a little bit. And then as slow as you can, breathe as you need to, lowering down, keep your elbows at your ears. And then once your head reaches the floor, slow, allow the elbows to open out to the side and relax. Shut everything off. And then breathe in, expand your belly, elbows toward the floor, shoulder joint toward the floor, gently arch. And then release and relax. Breathe in without arching. Exhale. Hollow the belly, contract the belly gently. Remember, avoid crunching. It's just a gentle motion. You may barely get off the floor. That's perfectly fine as you begin to build this action. And then very slowly release and relax. It is the letting go will allow the next action to be a little easier, a little more clearly, and yet equally, if not more effective. A little more motion, less and less effort is a stress-free movement in mental life. So breathe in, expand your belly, chin into the throat. Exhale, slowly release and relax. Breathe as you need to do that. Inhale. And as you exhale, contract to the front of the body, hollow the belly, and feel the back spread flat by virtue of the belly contracted. And feel the contraction. And breathe, not a crunch, just feel the muscles shorten in the ribs and get into most of the belly. And then slowly feel those muscles letting go under control to help you lower down and release it, relax. The contraction and the aware release is allowing each movement to change your body, change how you move. So one more time, breathe in, expand your belly. Roll the tail to the floor, chin to the throat, arch your back if it has, or the back contract, or as the back contracts. Exhale, release and relax. Inhale. Exhale, hollow the belly, flatten the back, and pick your head and chest up. Off the floor, easy, slow as you can. Breathe as you need to lower down and relax. Now again, you can turn the video off and do a couple more of these, but don't do them thinking more is better. More to feel the letting go, to get a little more clear in your movements, not to become stronger in the moment or get rid of anything, but just to feel more, to learn more how you can move more freely inside. But if and as you're ready to end, you can lie down, legs apart about this distance, 18 inches or thereabouts. Arms off your body if that's comfortable. If not, you place your hands here. If you need to come fully out of the position, you certainly can. In any case, with arms beside you, you're just going to do that same body scan that we started with. So you can notice what that's done. You feel the 2 feet on the floor, the 2 legs. And notice if the body is positioned or kind of wants to position itself in a new way without, again, making it, correcting things, just feeling things and settling into where the body wants to be. Notice the quality of your breath and the quality of your mental state. You feel a little more relaxed, a little more at ease. You can roll your head side to side. Again, if you needed that blanket there, notice if you can make it a little less high and it be as comfortable. Again, still accommodating any limitations you have. And if you want now, you can just close your eyes and just spend a few minutes connecting to the breath, a natural breath. And just feeling the limbs come limp on the floor, the arms and legs, your hips and shoulders relaxing. The head, neck and throat relaxed, shoulders relaxed. The scalp and skull relaxing. The ears releasing. Places we don't normally think about that hold tension. Lips and tongue and jaw. Maybe you do think about it, it's a common area of tension for you. See if you can relax, let go. But don't force it and be patient. Just accepting what you're able to do. The tongue releasing the mouth, the flesh of the face, softening over the bones of the face. The forehead and temples, silky smooth and soft. And by now, maybe you're feeling the tensions in the eyes, eyelids and eyebrows. Without forcing anything and with great patience, imagine softening the muscles behind the eyes, the orbits of the eyes, and the eyelids. You can imagine the eyes sinking in their sockets and the brain sinking to the skull. Letting go, breath by breath. And take a generous breath in. And as you exhale, just let everything go. And enjoy that you're giving yourself today a moment of relaxation. You can stay here for as long as you care to. Shut the video off if you haven't already. If you want to see it. And when you're ready, you can begin to reconnect first with your breath, feeling it draw through you like a wave rising from your toes to the crown. Again, obviously we're imagining this slow motion wave rising and then the slow motion release. deepens, you'll notice you start to feel more. And breath creates nutrients of respiration, but also in the yogic thought field or thought process, it creates energy. And energy is, can generate feelings inside. Correlates to the nervous system anyway, so you may want to just kind of move in response in any way that feels good. You can wiggle your fingers and toes, you can yawn, stretch. Just have this last moment of really enjoyable release. Letting everything just kind of complete your experience.
And take you fully onto the side, right side or left side, either way. Stay there for a moment and use your arms for support. You're in a very different situation, so you can use your arms for support to come up.
And you can sit in any way that you like. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a cushion for just this final moment to, again, just connect to yourself, this time you've given yourself, and noticing how you might be different, how things might be different. Even though the world is still, the life is still what it is, we can change ourselves from within. So noticing if that's state of mind, breath, consciousness, there's been a shift for yourself. And then you can very carefully stand up. And you turn to either side, if you want to, or you stand up in any way that's comfortable. And we'll do just a very brief scan of your body as you stand. Not against the wall, but you can go back toward the wall to kind of feel that experience of being upright. And noticing if there's a difference. Just from this very simple practice, the purpose, as we know, is for stress, is the main purpose, but noticing if it's changed some other aspects. And then you can walk around as you want, and go slowly back into your day, noticing anything that's new, anything that you want to understand might be more pleasurable or pleasant. And thank you very much.